Hello viewers of the Rational Reveries channel. Today we embark on a fascinating journey as we explore. Paul was a person who started following Jesus Christ. He famously changed his beliefs to Christianity while traveling on the road to Damascus. Before this, he used to mistreat the followers of the same community he later joined. However, many consider Paul more as one of the founders of Christianity than as someone who converted to it. Scholars credit him with writing 7 books of the New Testament. Paul was a teacher and traveled to Asia Minor and Greece to spread the message of Jesus. In the past century, scholars have realized that Paul played a crucial role in establishing Christianity. He was a Diaspora Jew and a Pharisee. He had a revelation about Jesus coming back and bringing God's rule. Paul thought this would happen soon, in his generation. Even though he didn't intend to start a new religion, his teachings became the basis for Christian beliefs. In Christian tradition, he is known as Paul of Tarsus, but there are contradictions about his birthplace. According to Luke, he was born in Tarsus, Cilicia, modern-day Turkey. However, Paul himself said he was from Damascus, Syria. There are differences between what Luke wrote about Paul's life and what Paul mentioned in his letters. Luke suggested Paul grew up in Jerusalem, becoming part of the council, but Paul said he only visited Jerusalem twice, staying for a few days. These contradictions raise questions. Paul claimed he received a vision from the resurrected Jesus, who instructed him to be the apostle to the Gentiles. Luke portrays Paul as obedient to Jerusalem's authorities, while Paul asserts that his instructions came directly from the resurrected Christ. To understand Paul's motivations and work, it's often better to refer to his letters rather than Luke's version. In the New Testament, there are 14 letters traditionally attributed to Paul, but scholarly consensus suggests that only 7 were actually written by him. The others were likely written by a disciple using Paul's name for authority. These letters are considered circumstantial, addressing specific problems in different communities rather than serving as systematic theology. Paul, a Pharisee, claimed to be exceptionally zealous and knowledgeable about the law, mainly the law of Moses. His letters were situational responses, not universal doctrines. While struck blind on the road to Damascus, often symbolizing sudden enlightenment and conversion, the term convert doesn't precisely apply to Paul. There was no established Christian religion for him to convert to, and he remains ambiguous about his self-identification. Paul's statement, "When among the Gentiles, I acted as a Gentile, and when among the Jews, I acted as a Jew," indicates his adaptability. Describing what happened to Paul, it's more accurate to say he was called by God, akin to the calling of prophets in ancient Israel. In Galatians, he claimed a vision of the resurrected Jesus, commissioning him as the apostle to the Gentiles, emphasizing his authority despite not being part of the inner circle. Paul's unexpected call to the Gentiles is noteworthy, as he openly admitted to persecuting the early Christian community. The term persecuted lacks clarity in Greek, ranging from verbal abuse to physical harm. Paul never fully explains his actions or their motives. Luke's account of Paul voting for death penalties and obtaining arrest warrants is likely hyperbolic, as the high priest had no such authority in another province.